indeed Sports Tales, where we get to the bottom of the most interesting stories in sports. And today I have a very special guest with me. He's actually a cornerman of MDC, of Matthew D. Cubberley. I want everyone to give a grand, warm welcome to my very good friend, Dallas Malice, who is also, for those who don't know, a WNBA aficionado. So, Dallas, first off, welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. It's my pleasure. And I wanted to ask you, we can get to the slate of games just here in a second, but what exactly are you most excited about going into this season?
Dude, the potential of the Aces going back to back, obviously.
Yeah.
There's no shit. Like, was it 3 in the last 4? This will
So
be back to back.
Are they a dynasty at this point?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Them and New York would probably be the 2 biggest, I would say.
So is New York the only team to have? They're the team that broke through in between Vegas winning.
I think Minnesota won it last year.
The Lynx for the less informed like myself, which is why Dallas joins us today, because I, of course, want to learn more and more about probably the fastest growing sport. It used to be UFC could stake that claim, but as we look at the slate of games tonight, as I mentioned just moments ago, tonight is the tip-off of the WNBA season, the 30th season, Dallas. When did you get into the WNBA?
Oh, dude. What was it? 2010-ish era? That, like I was saying earlier before we were on camera, when UConn went on that like 200-0 run or whatever, 212 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I started watching it. No, like I couldn't tell you any other team that went on any sport that went on that long of a fucking winning streak. It's crazy.
No, I think when you think of the most dominant teams in the history of sports, UConn women's basketball comes to mind. And that's why when I had the exclusive opportunity to speak with Janaea Donahue earlier this year, she's transferring up a sophomore at Bowling Green State University who was the MAC Defensive Player of the Year. She's transferring to Georgetown. And the first thing that popped into my head is, oh, my God, she's going to the Big East. She gets to play UConn 2-3 times a year. Yeah. So, I mean, just the weight that they carry, and that's actually leads me into my next point. You mentioned, we were talking a little bit off camera, the Connecticut Sun at the New York Liberty is actually the marquee matchup, according to Dallas here tonight. And Dallas, take it away. What is the situation with the Connecticut Sun as far as you know? As far as where are they headed?
To my knowledge, I'm pretty sure it's Houston. They bring back the Comets, which is pretty sweet. Comets were in the early days of the WNBA, which is before I actually started watching, so I don't know too much about their history.
I think they won something. I think they went on an Oilers-Islanders-esque run. I think they won 4 in a row to start the WNBA. So the first almost half decade of the WNBA was dominated by the Houston Comets, who eventually just sort of went away. And as we head into 2026, we have a plethora of teams that are set to get expansion franchises. I think it's Detroit, Cleveland. But there's 3 games tonight. Who? Excuse me?
Philly's getting one by 2030. Philly will have a WNBA team, which is sweet at least for me, because Cleveland actually might be closer, but at least as far as in-state basketball, Pittsburgh doesn't have any. So
that's a really interesting point you bring up, because when I was actually living in Cleveland, it didn't occur to me that Pittsburgh was closer to me than Detroit. The Midwest is a pretty interesting. Yeah, it's interesting how the Midwest sort of gets laid out like that, but then Philly is almost like New York City. It's like
literally Philly, New Jersey, New York. It's all the same thing.
It's almost like Philly is almost like the East Coast, even though it's in the same state as Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has way more of a Midwest vibe than an East Coast vibe, and Dallas is actually a native of that area. So, what say you, Yins?
What say me, Yins? What are you talking?
Do you feel like Pittsburgh has more of a East Coast or a Midwest vibe
Midwest
to it?
For sure. 100%
Yeah.
Midwest. We're too landlocked for me to consider. It's 6 hours to the nearest beach, no matter what way you go. So that's not really coastal. So for me, it's 100. I collect more with farmers. So that's all of Ohio. So, which I just recently learned is considered the Midwest, apparently. So
now you grew up in a town called Derry. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah. This is just I'm grasping at straws here, but like, is there is there a lot of cows there in Derry, Pennsylvania?
Corn and soybean, big
corn and soybeans.
A lot of mountain though. We're like 45 minutes from top of the mountain, Seven Springs, which is where the snow resort is.
Is that considered the Appalachians?
Yeah.
See, again, that's just really interesting, and you probably consider it more part of Midwest, but got a little bit of Appalachia to it as well. Pittsburgh, I've been there a handful of times throughout my life, and it is a beautiful city. Now, obviously, being from where I am in Northwest Ohio, I feel a certain type of way about some of your favorite sports teams, more notably the Pittsburgh Steelers. But I think Pittsburgh's a beautiful city.
With the recent news that's coming out of Pittsburgh, I might be on your fucking side of it. So,
what news do you refer to?
Apparently, Aaron Rodgers is re-signing this weekend, and if that's the case, dude, I'm throwing in the towel. I'm done.
It's you don't think Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers can drum up the old tune one last time? And
McCarthy, with the offseason moves that McCarthy has made, I have gained a little faith in him, even though I still don't quite understand. I get he's a Pittsburgh guy, but he's old. When McDermott was out there, we could have went and got whatever. That's beyond him. I don't understand why Pittsburgh is still considering and thinking that Aaron Rodgers is freaking Tom Brady at 42 years old. Or, on this flip side of that, why they think the Steelers are the same caliber team that the Tom Brady had in Tampa at 42 years old when he won his Super Bowl or whatever it was. We're not going to do anything with Rodgers. I'm sorry. The guy had a great career, but he's not Tom Brady. He can't play into his 40s.
That's a fascinating point. For one, not many athletes can, but Tom Brady, obviously, many consider to be the most overachieving, quarterback, athlete, NFL player. Whatever you want to describe. He used to say he overachieved for being a 6th-round draft pick and a guy that looked like he did at the combine, that famous NFL combine photo.
Was he the last pick or something?
No, that was Brock Purdy is famously Mr. Irrelevant. But no, Tom Brady was close. The names the guys that were drafted ahead of him at the quarterback position would surprise you. But no, Aaron Rodgers, meanwhile, is someone that now the narrative starts to shift as his career winds down he only won one Super Bowl, and with the amount of talent he had, did he underachieve?
I'm not knocking his career at all. He had a Super Bowl. He's an all-star. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play. Don't get me wrong. But Father Time comes for everyone. It's just a matter of accepting it.
Except Tom Brady.
When you tear your Achilles at 40 years old, I think it's a sign to hang up the cleats. I'm sorry. But
and wasn't it 4 plays in? 4 plays
seconds.
13 seconds into his illustrious New York Jets career that Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles and was out for the rest of his inaugural season. He did play a second season where he appeared to, at the end, maybe against some lesser opponents, some lesser defenses, he put up some reasonable numbers, and that's what attracted one more suitor in the Pittsburgh Steelers.
He showed glimpses of it, but if that's what it takes, Phillip Rivers showed glimpses when the Colts signed him this past season. What are we talking about here?
He did, and was that the same? No, that's not the same. No, it's not the same draft though. I believe Phillip Rivers was a 2004 draft, while Aaron Rodgers was a 2005 draft, or even possibly a 2006. But I believe it was a 2005 draft. I digress. We should probably get back to the WNBA. These poor ladies, they deserve it, Dallas. It's their time to shine. It's their 30th season. You know what? Leave it to a couple of white old men to get off topic when these young ladies.
We don't need to be throwing the old tag around yet.
I feel old. I know that.
I accept the other tags, not the old.
well, we are. There's a certain reality we must face. But yeah, I'm actually, and we had a discussion a couple weeks ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, where I was really concerned about this season even getting off to this even being a day.
I think it was under a month they had when they finally signed the new CBA. I think at one point Breanna Stewart signed to go play overseas, and soon when I saw that, I was like, oh, we might actually not be having a WNBA season this year.
And as much as I'm on the side of they've got to get their money, now's the time. There's something that really I was nervous for them in losing the momentum of. I mean, there's just never been as many eyes on their game as there is right now, and I just was really nervous about them. I didn't know how it was going to get done, but I'm glad something got done. I'm not sure they got everything they wanted in the deal. But to my knowledge, didn't Asia Wilson just sign a $5 million extension?
Yes, 3 years, $5 million. Aaliyah Boston also signed a 4-year, $6.3 million extension with the Fever, and then Stewie, Sabrina both signed back with New York for 3 years for a max extension as well.
That's awesome. So now we're seeing the money get spread around and some real money. Obviously, maybe not the money they could still be getting. Like you could argue Asia Wilson, just throwing a number out there, she's worth $10-12 million a year easily. Yeah. Like as much as one of these top line NHL guys that. Once you hit the double digits, that's how you know you're a real top guy in the NHL. She should be getting about 10-12 million a year.
She's going to be, I'll take my hot take and I'll stand on the hill. I don't care. She's the MJ of the WNBA. By far, it's not even close. There's no one remotely around her when it comes to that conversation. So, yeah, she should be the highest paid.
Is she that dominant of a player?
Oh, dude. Hold on. I got some stats here. Let me just read them off.
I love it. My man came prepared.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Well, Asia Wilson's my favorite player. Like I said, I have her shoes right behind me. So, she is my favorite player. She's the reason I like the Aces. But she was drafted 2018, number 1 overall. So, 8 years ago? 7 years ago? 8 years if you count this year coming up. 7-time All-Star, 3-time WNBA champ, 4-time MVP, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, 2-time Finals MVP, first person in the WNBA to win all 3 of those in the same season, 2-time Best WNBA Player, Best Woman Athlete, SB 2024, AP Athlete, and Time Magazine Athlete of the Year 2025. Those are just stats.
Yeah, she has records too. Like for instance, the most points ever in a WNBA game, correct?
53 points, single season game. single season, she had over 1,000. And just for preference, the WNBA season is 44 games long. So she had 1,000 points in 44 games. She has the most 40-point games, 20-point games, 25-point games in a row at 4, 20, and 8. She has 18 20-point and 18 board games in a row, and she scored the most points in the first 20 games of the season, 540.
So I think to your point earlier, though, and she's done a lot of winning, especially back in college at USC. Yeah. But do you
national champ
to really get that Jordan, that Kobe, that next level? She's got to start repeating as champ. Like she's got to go on a run here.
She has 2023, and then last year 2025. I lied. It was not the Lynx. It was the Aces won last year. Actually, last year was a bit weird year. I didn't watch a lot of sports, so I do apologize for that misspoke. But
you know what? If I could speak on your behalf as a transient myself, I don't think I'm using that word right.
I hope
a transplant.
Does not bode well. Nothing against them. I am a supporter, but that is not how I identify.
No. What I meant to say was, as a transplant, Dallas is actually coming to you live from Jacksonville, Florida. Yeah.
You're not going to get me to do that.
No, he's yins. He's
gold to the day I die.
Yeah. Black and yellow. But I think Asia Wilson, to your point, she's the best player in the WNBA, and by far we're not. Breanna Stewart is not. Can't claim.
No, don't get me wrong. They're all-stars. They're great. They're going to be Hall of Famers, bar none. But they're not MJ. So, and Asia is MJ. Like she.
Yeah, that's like really the best way for you to.
It's the only way to put it
in layman's terms. Yeah. So I got a question for you. Actually, I got two questions for you. I'm gonna skip ahead to the one that I just thought of, popped into my brain. We'll see if I can remember. No, actually, now let's skip back. Sorry, because I don't have it written down. I wanted to ask you, Dallas. It's been a long couple years for Caitlin Clark. I mean, honestly, it's been unfair media treatment. It's just the spotlight burns bright on that young lady. And my question to you is, take all that out of the equation. One-on-one, Caitlin Clark, Sabrina Ionescu, who you got?
Oh, it's not where I thought you were going with that. I'm going to go Sabrina purely on experience.
Oh, wow. I love to hear it. I just didn't think I was going to get.
Caitlin, don't get me wrong. Caitlin Clark she can shoot, but I think her game, her game's changed since coming to the WNBA. College, you watch her just drain 3 after 3 after 3 after 3 after 3. Now she has 14 to 17 assists a game. So it's a different, but I'm not saying she still can't shoot, but that Sabrina, you watched her go up against Steph, right? Or was it Steph? I think it was Steph, right?
Mm-hmm. And she's got the Kobe stamp.
She shot from the
God rest his soul. So. Yeah. No, I think Sabrina's game is so much more, like you said, it's part of the experience. And when Caitlin got to, and I harped on it far too much, but she shattered the record for turnovers. But it's because in a season, but it's because
the same season she shattered the record for assists.
And her team was terrible. Her team was terrible. And honestly, I know that the Fever had missed on a couple high draft picks leading up to the Caitlin Clark draft. So she did not have much around her, and she had to make do with what she had. And there's just so much going around Caitlin that instead of sitting it out and letting it get to this point now where I feel comfortable speaking about it. I don't know. I was one of the ones to be like, oh, she wasn't playing in defense and she turns the ball over. I think Caitlin Clark obviously is a phenomenal player, but Did you see when standing right next to Reggie Miller on
Oh, he compared her to somebody, and her
Peyton
facial
Pritchard,
expression was just like,
Pritchard,
what?
who's a bench performer on the Boston Celtics.
I did see that. I forgot about it until just now, but yeah, I did. It's hilarious.
Dude, and her face just immediately just, she just, are you like,
what are we talking about here?
I'm one of the best players in the WNBA, one of the most recognizable athletes probably in the world, and you just compared me to Peyton Pritchard. So my other question is, and there's actually Bowling Green ties to this story. So one of the big stories coming out of the draft was that the Dallas Wings, ironically, the Dallas Wings drafted A.Z. Fudd, number 1 overall. Now, it wasn't a surefire thing who was going to be the number 1 pick. Not that A.Z. Fudd wasn't deserving. She had a remarkable career. If I'm not mistaken, she battled through some injury.
She had an ACL, I believe it was, last year.
Yeah. So
kept them off the court when Paige Becker.
Right. So she was gone for she missed some considerable time at UConn, which is where she spent time with her now partner, Paige Beckers, who is on the Dallas Wings. So, funnily enough, the Bowling Green tie here is that the president of basketball operations is Curt Miller. Curt Miller was inducted into the BGSU Athletics Hall of Fame in 2017 because he famously led the BGSU women's basketball team to the Sweet 16 about 20 some odd years ago. Kate Octor and co. And Kurt made a decision that is very interesting because there's a lot of ways to look at it, and it's just so interesting. I mean, most workplaces, most corporations, there's that rule, like you can't date a coworker. They've drafted her partner into the starting lineup, I assume. I mean, Dallas any good?
Yeah, she'll immediately start. She was the best player in college last year.
Yeah, so it'll just be interesting. I mean, Paige had some. Did you hear Paige's comments?
Yes.
About they've been through this before, and I don't know. Just what's your take on the whole situation? Fudd going number 1, and what you think it'll be like to see, maybe some of that interpersonal drama playing out on the court. I'm not saying that if they're having a bad time at home, it's going to show up on the court. It's just when you're so deeply connected with someone like that. I mean, is she going to – it just interesting to think, is she going to maybe pass to – it affects everything, doesn't it?
I don't think so. I think they're all professionals. The WNBA, it's nothing new in the WNBA. So I don't think it'll affect anything on the court. I kind of agree with her, where everything she gets, the media has to ask, which I get it, but at the same time, it should just be about their basketball on the court, which again, they're professionals. They've been here before. They know what they're doing. They all want to win. So it's a team sport. You can't. I guess you could win with 2 people if they were that good, but unfortunately for the Dallas Wings, they are not that good. Paige and Ozzy can only do so much together, whereas going up against the Aces, it will take an entire team effort versus 2 people. With maybe if you're playing the Chicago Sky with some of their moves they've been doing this year, they could get away with a 2v5, but it takes a whole team.
I love the idea of the 2-man game in the NBA. Well, the 2-woman game, these ladies have as much chemistry as any teammates ever.
Yeah.
It's fascinating to say the least.
I mean,
It's like if Klay Thompson and Steph Curry were dating.
I think the other leagues should what are we doing? It'd be a lot cooler if they were.
It'd be a lot cooler if the Splash Brothers did.
It'd be a lot cooler if the Splash Brothers were at home just putting up shots.
Pouring each other a glass of wine.
Yeah.
Drunkenly
one at home, losing at Uno.
Oh, Klay, I can't believe we dropped that one in the Kings tonight. I can't believe it.
It'd be a lot more interesting.
So I believe
a little heated rivalry out there.
Exactly. So Connecticut Sun at the New York Liberty. New York Liberty are really good. Connecticut Sun moving to Houston, and Kurt Miller actually used to coach and I believe ascended into a higher role with the Connecticut Sun before he spent time with the LA Sparks as a coach, and I also maybe even an executive. Kurt Miller has had an illustrious career, and started for the most part here in the city surrounded by corn. That's what I was going to say earlier. We're all corn here. But then you have the Washington Mystics at the Toronto Tempo. Is this the Toronto Tempo's inaugural game?
It is. This is their first season.
In Toronto.
Expansion draft, yep. Oh, it is in Toronto. That is right.
Yeah. You think the crowd will be bumping?
I think so.
Hope so. I mean,
big basketball town. People, regardless if you're a WNBA, NBA, if you like basketball, you're going to show up anyways.
And that's the most fascinating part. I spoke so much as a younger person out of just pure ignorance. Now, the ball's lighter. I still argue.
Yeah, but see.
What about 9.5 feet just to get a little bit more at the rim?
I grew up, I've played basketball my whole life, and fortunately for me, my high school scrimmages the men's versus the women's basketball varsity teams. And it's a 50-50. Don't get me wrong, we are not a basketball school. Just get that out there. I think it was the last time the basketball did anything was 1957 or something is on the banner. It's bad.
That was a different sport too back then.
We are a wrestling school. But that being said, I'm used to getting whooped up by the seniors when I was a freshman on the team. So it's nothing new.
I think practicing, because when I was in junior high, I ended up once our season was over, the girls team, the 8th grade team had a decent chunk of their season left, so I became one of their practice players. Oh, I was getting my ass kicked.
Yeah.
and you're all like, no, I'm like, oh no, they're gonna body you. Don't worry, they're gonna throw down on you.
So many elbows. Whatever. I'm coming back at you.
Yeah, no, it's a contact sport. Which your Lakers, I saw a whole lot of tears out of your Lakers last night.
I saw they had to have. I don't think I've ever. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not a sports guy. I catch the Steelers, the Pittsburgh sports here and there. So I'm not a sports guy. But I don't think I've ever seen a sports team have an official meeting with the refs after a game on the court.
It was official?
I do. The entire team and the refs.
Only thing I think in recent memory that comes to mind was the one time that the Kansas City Chiefs were on the opposite end of a bad officiating call. We're on the wrong end of a bad officiating call, and Patrick Mahomes is just losing his crap on the sideline and all that. No, LeBron, it was 2 straight minutes. The game was going on, and he's underneath the basket still carrying on. And then as soon as the whistle blows, he's right back at it. It was him and Austin Reeves. But what's the series at? Do you know?
I do believe the Lakers are down 2-0, and as much as I'm a Lakers fan by default because Kobe Bryant is my favorite player of all time. Um, I don't think we get out of this without being swept, unfortunately. OKC, regardless of my opinions on the way they play and the fouls and how they may get away with a lot of calls, they are really good.
OKC is very good, like you said. I don't have anything necessarily against them, but I'm starting to hear the vibes of people really not enjoying watching them play. SGA is more of a villain than a hero.
Yeah, I was gonna say apparently that I only ever hear not good things about how people feel about them with the fouls and how they get away with stuff. But like, regardless of that, every time I watch, they are ridiculously good.
Well,
Now, that being said, an LA versus Knicks final would be awesome.
well, you know how it gets done. It gets done next year. Lucas healthy, team's his. LeBron goes to New York,
Oh God,
pairs up, and he in a just a desperate
I think LeBron's retiring after this season.
You think this is it? You don't think he's going to give himself a retirement tour?
I think this is it.
Wow.
I mean, does he have it? He doesn't have. I don't think he has it. You'd have to ask Chris, but I don't think he has any time on his contract left.
Chris
So,
Paul,
I mean,
who will be joining us.
MJ and just go sign with like the Wizards and put up threes every night.
No, the Wizards are
Aren't the Wizards bad?
To quote Dan Levitard, they're the NBA's way station.
Oh yeah.
They've got Trey Young, they've got Anthony Davis, they've got this guy named Sarr, they've got I think a kid named Trey Johnson. They've got one or two more young guys that are pretty decent, and then a bunch of contracts. I guess they're probably figuring out more. Their roster makes more sense now than it did 6 months ago. 6 months ago, their roster made no sense. But I don't know. I guess LeBron has said some weird stuff about. Well, you know what he's trying to do apparently is move the Memphis team to where was it? Where's Nashville? I was gonna say wherever Vanderbilt is located. Is where he wants to move the Memphis Grizzlies to Nashville. It's so odd, but
he would. It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me. He tried to trademark Taco Tuesday. Like, what did we do? Like,
was he unsuccessful?
Oh yeah. I think Taco Bell shut that shit down real fast.
Well, did Taco Bell own that?
No, but I think like they do run like Taco Tuesday free tacos. So like
they scrambled to be like, no, we're Taco Bell. You can't.
They got to pay LeBron for the Taco Tuesday mark. Like, you know how many? I'm in Florida, so like I'm gonna call it Tex-Mex just because I don't know if it's. There are some authentic Mexican restaurants, but like the chain ones are just Tex-Mex to me.
Are you trying to say something about the?
Could you imagine if they all had to start paying LeBron a fee to use Taco Tuesday specials?
Are you trying to say that Taco Bell's not genuine Mexican cuisine?
Ooh, I mean, I love Taco Bell as much as the others, so I cannot confirm nor deny these allegations.
I think
at the risk.
I think you hand Taco Bell to anybody south of the border, and they're gonna say, yeah, no, this is it.
These are authentic Mexican chicken nuggets.
Yeah, this is the authenticity that we are known for. You guys nailed it.
This fried chicken nugget with some seasoning.
The chicken nugget. Oh my god.
These French fries with a little bit of cayenne pepper sprinkled on the top of them.
I forgot. You can straight up get chicken chunks and basically a chicken fingers and not in
fries.
French fries from Taco Bell.
He was at the ballpark. Chicken fingers, fries, and nacho cheese, brother.
Hey, I want to ask you about one more thing. Do you get? I mean, so the Golden State Valkyries are the nightcap. They're at the Seattle Storm. Is it the Valkyries debuted last season though? Correct?
Yeah.
Were they any good?
They were semi decent last year. They should be pretty good this year. This game should be pretty interesting because technically the Valkyries drafted Flaugier at number 8, but then immediately traded her to Seattle. So this should be.
Is she gonna play tonight? Do you think?
Oh yeah, she's dropped like 32 points in preseason already. One being a 20-point game out of the 2 games. So yeah.
Why'd the Valkyries trade her?
I don't really know, to be honest. All I know is they drafted her, and then within minutes she was traded to Seattle because the whole Flaugier, because of Flaugier, the Bay Area was going around, and then it just immediately was not trending. It was short-lived so fast.
Wow,
so.
I wonder.
Which I think, regardless of what the Valkyries got out of it, after watching preseason, I think Seattle came on top on that trade.
Well, do me a favor because I would love to catch up maybe sometime next week on more WNBA and more whatever it is anything in the world of Duval and Yinzer and but please let me know what the parameters were of that deal because that seems really interesting. Just write that down. We'll talk more about it next week because I'd like to, and we'll talk about her debut too. But yeah, Dallas, I really, 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 really appreciate you coming on, spending the time with us today. It was absolutely a blast. Like I said, have you on sometime maybe next week or and you mentioned Christian Paulus is a NBA expert, so we're gonna have he's covered here.
I asked normally if I got a Lakers question, just because like I don't pay attention that much, I go right to him. He has all of that.
As a Lakers fan, you go to Chris for information on the Lakers. Yeah, exactly. Chris is pretty up to date on the NBA.
Any verification on it? Yeah, this is what happened. Or no, just ignore that.
And he has some really cool and interesting perspectives as well. He's actually, so we're coast to coast here on Sports Tales. Dallas joins us from Duval County. Chris is over in Montana, so I mean we're good. I mean we're all over the map. Is that
not here. Midwest?
Montana?
Yeah. Don't look at me like I'm crazy.
I hate. This is going to be a fascinating way to end this episode.
I'm telling you, it's Midwest because there's no ocean by Montana.
No, I know it's not on the coast, but it's not Midwest.
It's in the middle of the fucking country.
Montana is famously the Pacific Northwest.
No way. Idaho separates from Oregon and Washington. Idaho is in the middle there. Like, no way.
Montana is Midwest or Pacific.
I would accept that over West Coast, I guess.
Well, Montana is considered part of the Mountain West subregion, according to Google AI. Not the Midwest or the Pacific Coast.
So that's got to be Colorado, right?
Wrong. Oh my gosh, excuse me. We're both wrong, though. It is the Mountain West, not the Midwest, not the Pacific Northwest, not the Pacific Coast.
Just the West.
The Mountain West. The Rockies.
Somewhere in the West. That's all I've learned. Not quite sure. We can't put it down. It's just somewhere in the West.
I seriously apologize for that just now, folks. Please, everyone, stay safe. Stay above the weather. Stay below time, but stay above the weather. Because, man, I tell you, I never used to have allergies to house, but It is just a walking headache these last couple weeks, really.
You're talking the South. The pollen down here is ridiculous. Luckily, I don't have allergies, so it doesn't really bother me that much. But I have a white truck; it's just infinitely tinted yellow because of the pollen down here.
Really?
Dude,
you take it to the car wash?
Online and look up videos of trees that people will shake or cut down, and as they come down, they hit, and it's just a cloud of yellow pollen that falls off of it.
You didn't run into any of those frozen iguanas down there, did you?
No, that's further south. So Jacksonville is oddly
northeast
Florida.
That
happens normally down Miami.
Yeah.
South Florida.
Broward area.
Yeah.
All right. Well, actually, Lego is fast asleep, so we must have had ourselves quite the episode. We put my kid right to bed.
No, he either way.
He behaved himself. I heard at one point he was fussing, but I'm not even sure it picked up if it did or it didn't. Dallas, again, thank you for joining me, and as always, everyone, catch you on the next one. Love you guys. Be safe.
Thank you for having me. Later.
Peace.